What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here's Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed with everything going on with the Biden campaign, y'all. And there's a lot going on with the Biden campaign. You have an outright coup attempt going on, currently going on right now. A coup attempt, trying to get the president out of office. And everybody is overlooking Kamala Harris, right? Like, when I read out the story that's coming up, which, by the way, let's go ahead and get into it right quick, and then we'll continue. Democratic mega donors to withhold $90 million if Biden stays in race, report says. Isn't that interesting? Even the donors, the mega donors, are now saying, hey, Joe Biden's got to go. He's too old. He's too frail. He's too corpse-like. He's too vegetable-ish. Is that even a word? I don't know, folks. Let me know down in the comments section. He's too much of a vegetable to keep in office. Why? Because he's not in charge, obviously. He's not the one making all the decisions. Clearly, we learned that this Easter Sunday, this past Easter Sunday, when he put out a tweet or a post on X. Sorry. He put out a post on X to, recognizing the Trans Day of Visibility or whatever on Easter Sunday, and he's a Catholic. But when asked about it the following Monday, he's like, what are you talking about? He had no idea. So either he forgot that quickly, or it wasn't him doing it, folks. And I think it's the latter. I don't think it was him doing it. Of course, he doesn't run his Twitter. Of course, he doesn't run his YouTube account or his Instagram account or his TikTok or any of that. He doesn't even run the freaking country, y'all. He's just a figurehead. That's why these people are still propping him up. Because he can actually go out there and say, I'm not leaving the race. It's like, what are you doing, Joe? No, you need to get out. But they don't care about that. Democrats don't care about democracy either, right? And they're proving it outright. You got the Democrat elites trying to get rid of Joe Biden, saying we need somebody else. Not mentioning Kamala Harris, by the way, who is next in line. Oh, they don't care about Kamala Harris because they're racist. That's why. If you can't put your DEI at the top of the ticket, then I'm sorry, you're a racist. But they don't, like I was saying, they don't care about democracy, right? They don't care that millions of people voted in the primaries for Joe Biden. They don't care about that. They don't care that all the voters voted. They just want to get him out of there, and we're going to put whoever we think should be the nominee in place. Is that what you want? Like, it's so transparent right now what the Democrats are doing. And, they're constantly getting up there saying, oh, well, Trump's a threat to democracy, right? They're constantly screaming about, oh, this is going to undermine democracy, right? And look what they're doing, right? Totally anti-democratic by trying to take Joe Biden off the ticket. It's outright insane. It is insane. Primary voters voted for Joe Biden. I'm sorry. Get over it. He's your guy. It's either that or you run with Kamala Harris because he's too old. If you don't want to go with Kamala Harris, then you, my friend, you people are a threat to democracy because you're undermining the democratic process outright. That's it. Period. Hands down, full stop. Put a period on the end of the sentence. Put an exclamation point behind that. Can't go any further. I don't even know any other ways I can say that, but you get the point. That is outright anti-democratic. But we know, folks. We know. We're not dumb. We know that when they say democracy, they don't mean the Webster's definition of democracy. Of course not. They mean them being in power. They mean them being able to run the country with an iron freaking fist because they're all communists. They won't tell you they're communists. Look at their policies. That's all you got to do. It's communism. It's a slow, step by step toward communism. That's what they want. That's what they're doing. That's what they're going for. Eventually ending with an authoritarian dictatorship, right? That's how Joe Biden has ran his administration this entire time. Doesn't care about the Supreme Court, doesn't care about the Oversight Committee, doesn't care about Congress at all. Doesn't care about any of that. Open freaking borders. He doesn't care about all our laws. Of course he doesn't care about our laws. As a matter of fact, we got some Republicans that don't freaking care about our laws and don't care about holding people in power accountable because they voted against holding Merrick Garland in inherent contempt. That still pisses me. I'm still butthurt about all that till this day. Yeah, it just happened, but I'm still mad about it. It's aggravating because you put Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro in jail for pretty much, textually the exact same thing. Let's get into it right quick. As the list of Democrats in Congress calling for President Joe Biden to end his re-election bid grows, mega donors are joining efforts to urge the president to end the campaign. According to a New York Times report, Democratic donors told the largest pro-Biden super PAC, Future Forward, they would not produce $90 million unless the president were to drop out of the race. The Times cited two sources briefed on the conversations. President Biden has vowed to stay in the race as he continues to campaign weeks ahead of the upcoming Democratic National Convention. He held a news conference Thursday night, his first of 2024, as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization's conference in Washington came to a close. Yes, and he did nothing to quell the fears of Democrat voters. Did nothing whatsoever because he said Trump is his vice president. He called freaking Zelensky Putin. And he had loads and loads of slip-ups in that thing. Way too many to count. Right, you could get more slip-ups out of that one news conference than you can of a Trump compilation over the past 10 years. Yes, as a matter of fact, you get more out of the Biden news conference than you can from Trump's entire political career. Whitney Tilson, a Democratic Party donor, said President Biden did well displaying his knowledge of foreign policy during Thursday's news conference, but the performance was too little too late. It's sort of like he completed a 10-yard pass, which is great, but down by 14 with 2 minutes to play, it actually reduces your chances of winning, he said. Tilson told Scripps News he believes there's a 95% chance President Biden will drop out of the race. 95% chance. Means he's almost certain of that. And I think we can all see that at this point, folks. Incredible supporters of the Democratic Party who are talking to Democrats in Congress, in the White House, up and down all across the country. It is clear that there is virtually zero support among all Democratic members in Congress, House, and Senate for remaining the nominee, and that will be communicated with him, Tilson said. A lot of people have held back on saying so publicly because they feel a private approach that lets him exit with dignity is better, and also didn't want to undermine him during this. But the dam is clearly broken. They're right, it has. The debate proved that, but everybody that pays attention to the news, people like me, people that watch this channel, you guys, y'all know Biden has been failing for years. We know that the corporate press propped up the Biden administration by saying, no, he's just fine. His doctor said he's okay, so everything's fine, right? Appealing to authority to its detriment, if you will, right? Like the corporate press knew because they pay attention to the news as well. They are the news. So they know Joe Biden's failing. So they propped all this crap up. They lied to the American people on a daily basis about the health, the cognitive function of Joe Biden. So they knew what they were doing. And then they want to act surprised. And now they're coming out with story after story after story after story of, oh my God, look, Joe Biden's going downhill. We're so surprised. It's like, come on, dude, get the hell out of here. Shut the front door, please, because you guys are liars. You have all been put on blast now. Everybody that pays attention knows for a fact the corporate press has lied and lied and lied. And then they tried to counter that, right? Even a week before the debate, coming out with that whole cheap fakes BS, right? An unedited video of Biden wandering off when he's supposed to be over here taking a photo is a cheap fake. That was the lie. They've been producing lies like that ever since Joe Biden came into office. Okay, now it wasn't as bad when he first came in, clearly, but there was clear cognitive decline there. And it's been going downhill, and it's been rapid this past year. But it's aggravating for them to act so surprised, right? Like, it's like rubbing salt in the wound or something. It's just aggravating as hell. People are insane. That's why I call them insane all the time. But even if President Biden drops out of the race, what happens next is not going to be easy for Democrats, right? Once again, this is what I was talking about. Because they're racists. It should be easy. It should be real easy. Put Kamala Harris up there. That should be the easiest choice you got. Why? Because she's on the ticket. She's next in line. If Joe Biden were to just suddenly drop out, unfortunately, something bad were to happen to incapacitate Joe Biden, she would be the president. Joe Biden picked her to be the vice president. She is the next logical choice. She is the next legal choice, as a matter of fact. There will be questions over whether the nomination should automatically go to Vice President Kamala Harris, or if other Democrats should vie for the nomination. That should be no question whatsoever. According to the corporate press, there will be questions over whether the nomination will go to Kamala Harris or not. I wonder why that is. Can't be because she's just unpopular. Joe Biden is just as unpopular as she is. So, hang on. She's cognitively there, apparently. I'm absolutely, emphatically opposed to simply anointing or coronating Harris as the nominee, Tilson said. Huh? See, once again, it wouldn't be just anointing this person or coronation ceremony for this person. That's not what it is. She's the next in line, dude. She's the vice president. That's who the choice is, right? These people don't understand, or they're trying to make you think that the vice president can't take up for the president if the president's incapacitated or something, right? What are they even saying here? She's obviously the next choice. I think there would be an absolute outcry among all Democrats at the party bosses or Biden to have a candidate down our throats. I think well of her. I would be happy to support her, but she has to earn it. No, she doesn't. She was already chosen by the Democrats. When you guys voted for Joe Biden, when you voted in the primary, that's who you chose. There's no other process. I'm sorry. But hang on. Democrats know that you guys out there, Democrat voters, y'all are stupid and y'all don't deserve to vote. We just give you the illusion of voting. We choose the nominee, just like they did in 2016 when they kicked out Bernie Sanders. Right? Democrats have superdelegates. And they choose who the nominee is, not you. The whole primary process for Democrats is an utter waste of time, if you ask me. All it really does is just tell the elites who the people want. Doesn't mean that's who they're going to choose. The elites choose whoever the hell they want to. They proved that outright in 2016 when they chose Hillary Clinton instead of Bernie Sanders. But the Democrat elites don't care about Democrat voters. They don't care about Republican voters. They don't care about Americans in general. They just want you to live in the pod and eat the bugs. In other words, they just want you to shut up, sit down, we're in control. It's our democracy, not yours. So you can just go over there, go do your job or something and get out of my face. That's what these elites are telling the American people. And it's utter nonsense. It's aggravating. And we, as American people, need to prove to these people, right? I'm not a Democrat. Definitely not a Democrat. But I feel for the Democrats on this one, right? Because, once again, sure, they voted for Joe Biden in the primary. But guess what, folks? They bought into the corporate press narrative, right? They watched MSNBC. They watched CNN and all these places and bought the lies and didn't ask any questions. So, is it really their fault for not being a little bit skeptical of these places that were lying to them? right? But they were lied to. They had this facade put up that Joe Biden is over here. He may look like a feeble old man on camera, but guess what, folks? In the background, he's benching 580 and running marathons every single day, lifting up helicopters single-handedly, folks. That's what the corporate press told the American people. So, of course, sure, vote for Joe Biden. He's the incumbent. He's got the incumbent advantage. Why wouldn't we vote for Joe Biden? And then they screwed up majorly. They allowed Joe Biden to debate Donald Trump. They allowed Joe Biden to go in front of a camera for 90 minutes and debate Donald Trump. That was the stupidest mistake. They could have come out with a statement. You could have had Karine Jean-Pierre up there saying, no, we don't think it's right for the President of the United States to debate a convicted felon. No, I'm sorry. We're not going to stoop to that level. And Democrat voters would have just bought right into it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, why would the President of the United States debate a convicted felon? Like, what? Whatever. But no. They know how popular Trump is. They had to do that debate, folks, or it would look really bad regardless of the excuses they gave. But I think you guys know what's going on. I wish Democrat voters would watch this and not whinge and get pissed off and turn it off after 30 seconds. Wish they would listen a little bit. Maybe they would wake up. Like, I'm not asking these people to vote for Trump. By all means, I know you hate Donald Trump. Right? You look into the man a little bit deeper without all that vitriol, and you might see somebody who actually loves the country, and maybe, according to you, might be a little bit misguided, but he wants to do good for the country. He wants to make America great again, right? And who cares? Even if it's for the only benefit is to Trump, from Trump, for Trump, right? If it benefits the American country, if it benefits our economy, if it benefits closing the border, if he stops these wars abroad, right, and keeps us from getting into new wars, if it stops all that, helps everything, who cares if Trump did it for Trump, right? Who cares if it only benefits him? If it benefits the country as a result of Trump being a better person, who gives a damn? But if you look into it a little bit, you might just see the light. But, I might be preaching to the brick wall here. But I think I've preached for long enough on this one. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section, because I have talked too much, I think. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Is Joe Biden going to be the nominee? Or are they going to actually oust themselves as racists and pick some other white person or something? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.